Hey everyone, it's Ash here. Just so happy to be here with you all. Welcome back to Harmony Rising episode 9. I know it's been a few weeks since I posted. Me and my husband have been on an amazing trip, and it's just taken a lot more time than I thought to get back on. But I knew I needed to wrap up season 1, so I'm going to record some videos today and I'll drop them throughout the week to wrap up season 1 because I already got my season 2 content already ready for all of you. So let's go ahead and dive on in. I'm so grateful that you're here and you're arriving with presence, curiosity, and a willingness to grow in the most gentle and grounded way. So thank you. Today's episode is called The Pause, Your Power Tool. Now, let me tell you something funny about the pause. The pause, I have actually had a personal development plan on the pause. It took me 5 years, okay, to implement the pause in my everyday. It is not something that came natural to me. It is something that I really had to be intentional about. But the beautiful thing about the pause is it is a game changer. It truly is a game changer. And let me tell you more about it. This one is foundational, okay? If you can truly implement this, it will be a game changer in your life because the pause is the moment where everything shifts. Your energy, your reactions, your choices, your leadership, and obviously your healing, right? And all of this is about our healing. We have to heal together, rise together, right? Harmony rising, that's the goal. So let's begin with our breath. We know everything ends and begins with our breath, right? So breathe in for me softly and exhale slowly, letting our bodies settle into this moment. Breathe in slowly and exhale softly. In the empathy element I wrote, the pause separates reactive leaders from intentional ones. And that's true, and just not in leadership, but in life in general. The pause is the space between stimulus and response. It's the moment where our nervous system recalibrates. It's the breath that brings you back into your body. It's the awareness that interrupts old patterns, and it's the choice that changes everything. The pause is not about perfection. It's about presence, and it's about reclaiming your power in the moments that matter. So let's talk about what happens when we don't pause. When you react instantly, you're responding from old patterns, old wounds, old conditionings, old fears, old stories that you've told yourself, probably about yourself or about other people. Your body goes into survival mode. Your mind goes into defense mode. Your energy becomes chaotic and your emotions take the wheel. And none of that is wrong. It's simply human, but it's not always aligned with who you're becoming or your higher self, right? It's not aligned with being the best version of yourself. So let's talk about what happens when we do pause, when we take that minute to reflect before responding. When you pause, even if just for 3 seconds, you shift your entire internal landscape. Your breath deepens, your nervous system stabilizes, your mind clears, your heart softens, your energy settles, and your awareness expands. You move from reaction to intention, from impulse to clarity, from pattern to presence, from survival to leadership of yourself, your emotions, and your choices. And we all know we are some of the choices that we make. In everyday empathy, I talk about how presence creates connection. And in breaking patterns and building peace, I talk about how energetic coherence, the alignments of our mind, body, and heart, this is where the pause begins, right? All of these things equate to this pause, this moment that we need to stop, right? For me, I was someone who I was so hot off the handle. I mean, if you knew me back in the day, you knew I'll cuss you out in a heartbeat, and you might catch a 1-2 with it, right? It was who I am. Let me rephrase that. It's who I was. And I had to learn that reacting off of my emotions served no one. And it sure as hell didn't serve myself, right? I had kids to think about. I have a husband to think about. I have a family to think about. I have a career to think about. I have people that I lead that I have to think about. I have a lot of things that matter to me. And if I continue to react just off of initial emotion, whether it was through physical reactions or verbal reactions, or honestly, sometimes just mentally, right? How many of you go through a situation and you spiral because someone said something, and in your head, now you're spiraling, you can't even pay attention to what's going on. And maybe you paused enough that you didn't allow it to come out of your mouth, but now internally you're battling this dialogue, and you're battling it out within your own mind. How do you stop that from happening? How do you tell yourself, hey, it's really not that big of a deal? How do I reframe this so that it doesn't take power over me, right? That's the goal of the pause, is to put yourself in the driver's seat versus allowing everything else to take control over you. So today I'm going to guide you in a simple practice, because as you know, I really like to go through these small practices because it's beautiful how mindfulness, even if it's 2 to 3 minutes, can be a game changer during these moments, right? It's getting yourself to pause in this moment to say, let me be intentional on my breath work. Let me be intentional on how I handle this. So that way I can grow through this versus go backwards, right? So today I'm going to guide you through this simple practice. It's going to be one that helps build the muscle of intentional response, okay? This is called the 3-second pause practice. So let's shake off that energy. Shake it off. All right, and what I want you to do for me now is I want you to close your eyes gently. I want you to breathe in and just slow down. Let your shoulders soften. Just taking a few breaths for me. Now imagine a moment that usually triggers you. A tone, a comment, a situation, a memory. That could be road rage, right? That could be dealing with infidelities. That could be somebody smacking their teeth. Just imagine that moment where you're triggered. Feel the emotions rise inside of you. And instead of reacting, I want you to identify that you're triggered, and I want you to inhale slowly for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. I want you to hold that awareness for a moment. Notice that the emotion, without becoming it. You don't have to become the emotion. You don't have to embody it. You can simply just observe the emotion. Notice the thought without believing it. It's simply just a thought in your mind. It doesn't have to be anything more. Notice the energy that you have without absorbing it. Then exhale slowly. This is the pause. It's that simple. You identify the triggering moment. You breathe in for 3 seconds. You notice the thoughts, the feeling, the energy, the emotion, and then you exhale. And that is the pause. This is the moment where you choose your response instead of being ruled by your reaction. Now whisper internally. I choose intention over impulse. Say it with me again. I choose intention over impulse, because you do. And every time you pause, you strengthen that choice. Doesn't that feel good? That little bit of release there, right? All right. So now it's time. If you have a journal next to you, feel free to go grab your journal or your notebook. It's going to be time for our reflection. Feel free to pause the video here if you need to. So before we close out, I want to leave you with 2 gentle prompts for the week or for the day. The goal is that you take some time to reflect on this, right? And the reason why we do these reflection exercises is because the more you get to know who you are, how you think, how you respond, that's the key to it all. You have to be one with yourself, and you have to be honest with yourself. And a lot of times we can lie to ourselves so easily. And so these reflection prompts, what they do is they take us back home to ourselves so that we can review them, we can analyze them, and really understand ourselves in layers and depths, because there's so many layers to who we are. So here are the 2 prompts for this week. Where in my life do I react too quickly? Can't be cussing people out here in these streets, right? And where would a pause create more clarity, peace, or alignment in your life? So let me say that second one again. Where would a pause create more clarity, peace, or alignment in your life? Let your answers come to you softly. Let them come to you honestly. Remember, if you lie to yourself, you're only lying to yourself. I won't know what you write down on that paper. So be real with yourself. You owe it to yourself, okay? Let them come without judgment. It's okay. We're all a little, in the head. It is what it is, So thank you for being here with me today. I've missed you all. Thank you for choosing awareness, and thank you for choosing intention. And as you move throughout your day, the pause is your power, and you can return to it anytime. So until next time, this is Harmony Rising, and it's so good to be here with you today. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this episode supported you, grounded you, or helped you connect with yourself in any way, I'd love for you to share it with someone who might need it too. And remember that peace is a practice, presence is a choice, and you are always worthy of coming home to yourself. That's the purpose of it all. So until next time, bye, beautiful people.